feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.
Hey everybody, welcome to the post-show wrap-up video here on the Central Pennsylvania Shrimp Tank. I'm your co-host, Pistol Shrimp Nathan Imboden, alongside Bougie Shrimp Taylor Ranker. We're here with Andrew Rusniak of McNees Wallace Nurick, LLC, right?
That's right.
And we spent a good bit of time talking about Andrew's specific background in tax and his hard work with closely held businesses and family businesses here in Central Pennsylvania, actually all over the world, really, with McNees' presence. But we had a great time on the podcast, learned a lot of the pitfalls that a lot of business owners face and things that you can do. And we're going to throw down a challenge here later on this post-show wrap-up about ways that you that are watching, particularly if you're a member of the chamber, can make sure you don't fall into those same traps. So find a full replay of his broadcast on our website at shrimptankpodcast.com/CentralPA. And if you're viewing for the first time, be sure to subscribe to our channel anywhere you can get a podcast so you can catch Andrew's episode as well as all the amazing entrepreneurs from Central Pennsylvania we get to interview on this show. And before we kick off the wrap-up video, Taylor, I think there's a specific question. I'm really excited about this one that you want to ask Andrew.
Actually, there were a couple. So I think we got it that you enjoy a good workout. Is that true?
From time to time.
From time to time.
From time to
I
time.
also heard that you enjoy several good old fashions before you go work out.
Before working out, my man.
Is that true?
Only before the most special workouts. Look at
that guest. All right.
Wonderful shrimp tender.
Cheers.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. Thank
watch,
you.
He's going to break into exercise now. Better watch
Yeah,
it.
he is. Yeah. All right. 200 push-ups.
200 push-ups.
Only after I finish this
That's
stuff.
good call.
got it.
That's good
All
call.
right.
That's
That
right.
is my favorite drink as well. So you're in
At
good
one point,
company.
there was a discussion about bench pressing the bougie shrimp.
That's
though,
right.
So it's,
and we did clarify that the answer is probably yes.
Yes.
But
Yes.
you got to watch the full replay to find out why
That's
that
right.
answer is yes. So, hey, so we want to kick this off with just asking a generic question. And I know you deal with a lot of business owners and get this feedback. So the question we like to ask a lot of business owners is, when was the last time your attorney, your CPA, your wealth advisor, your insurance agent, maybe your business broker, all got in a room together and talked about only your issues?
Yeah, I think that's right. I think that's a good question, and I think it's one of the reasons that we're all so excited about this Born virtual family office idea. So often people hear family office, if they even know what it is, they think it's only for those that are kind of extraordinarily wealthy. And really, at its core, it can kind of be anything that you want it to be. It can kind of be whatever you need it to be. And I think that what we're trying to do and say and build here is that there's plenty of business owners right here in Central Pennsylvania that deserve high quality services. With advisors who are all kind of rowing in the same direction. And it's people that kind of sit around the table and work together, know each other, trust each other, and really want to help and all kind of work towards the same cause. So I do think it's rare. I do think it's something special that's being built here, and we're really excited to bring it to Central Pennsylvania.
Well, and the idea is either maximizing the monetary or values that the business is attempting to create for the business owner, right? And Taylor, we talked about the partnership with the chamber.
Yep.
And some, I guess,
you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah.
So we put together the Shrimp Tank partnered with the West Shore Chamber to put together what I think is a genuinely complimentary and fabulous offer. It's called the Wealth Stress Test, the West Shore Chamber Shrimp Tank Wealth Stress Test. And all of the firms in the family office, virtual family office, are contributing. Thank you to the good folks at McNees Wallace Nurick. You have your business valued, an actual valuation done by Murphy McCormick, complimentary, one time. You can have your buy-sell arrangement, your exit strategy, and your estate plan reviewed and analyzed by the experts at McNees, correct?
That's right.
And so there's no excuses, business owners,
None.
no excuses. If you're a West Shore Chamber member and a Shrimp Tank listener, that is now out there for you to get your proverbial spit together.
When we talked on the show about major pitfalls or issues that business owners face, particularly when they come into the door and look out, the prawn is grabbing.
That's right.
I can't help myself.
That's right.
So talk about some of
Yeah,
that, some
yep.
of the issues and the challenges that you mainly see business owners face, particularly when you first meet them or they're introduced to you.
Yeah, no, it's a great question, and every business owner is going to have their own unique set of challenges. One of the things that we see quite often is, the business owners they're all in on running their business, and it's their passion, it's what they love to do. But so often they get so caught up or tied up running the business that they sometimes forget or put on the back burner their own personal planning. And you wouldn't run your business without a business plan. You really probably shouldn't run your life without a personal plan of some kind either. And so just outdated documents we see, documents that don't say what you think they say. Whether it be wills or trusts or buy-sell agreements or shareholders agreements. Or you don't actually own what you think you own. We talked about trying to sell non-voting stock that's not authorized. That's not going to work. And so just a complete review and kind of having a team working with you to make sure that your affairs are in order is really key. So that's certainly one of the biggest issues that we come across is just an unfortunate lack of planning, and it's oftentimes just due to putting it on the back burner.
Yeah.
Could we boil that down,
before,
Nathan,
I think I have a certificate. I own 1 million imaginary shares in Berkshire Hathaway. So
1 million, yeah.
just so you all know that.
I was just thinking that through. What Andrew just said is, and they tend to boil down, I think, Andrew, and you could to 3 categories. One would be your basic estate plan, wills, trusts.
Sure.
The other would probably be some sort of succession plan, right? How is the share disposition, whatever, and then I guess buy-sell agreements if you've got other shareholders.
That's right.
I mean, would that be safe for us to say?
Yep, I think that's all kind of done in the wrapper of appropriate tax planning to make sure that whatever those documents say and how they work is done tax efficiently.
Great point. And you named it earlier too. Can you revisit? You had 2 tiers of planning. You said for the succession.
Yeah. With succession planning, in a perfect world, we would plan and it would be a smooth and orderly transition. So, whenever we're doing succession planning or working with a new client, we're saying, in your mind, what would be kind of the ideal method of succession? Is it a sale to a family member or an outside sale? That's one area of planning that you want to plan for and move towards. But what are we going to do if heaven forbid something were to happen to this business owner? How do we address that? How do we make sure that there's orderly succession for an untimed or an unplanned event? So heaven forbid that person gets hit by a bus. Is your family protected? Are your employees protected? Is your business protected? Oftentimes the business is the most valuable asset that a business owner will own. That will comprise most of their nest egg. So making sure that is protected to the greatest extent possible.
Yeah, it's also usually highly illiquid.
Yeah. Highly illiquid. So we talked about
the greatest asset by far.
Yeah,
that's
highly
right.
illiquid.
We talked about what can happen if there is an untimed death and your estate is illiquid. There are rules that kind of govern estate administration, and if you don't have liquidity to pay the taxes, to pay the expenses, assets have to be abated, which could mean a fire sale of a business in kind of a worst case scenario,
right.
but it can happen.
So in light of then seeing all of these issues, lack of coordination, outdated planning, whatever you want to call it, why McNees? I mean, there's a definite reason why working with a firm like McNees hopefully eliminates or greatly opens the opportunity to eliminate those issues. So why McNees? So why the differentiation between your firm?
Yeah. So what we try to do at our firm is to specialize. So our attorneys specialize in different practice areas. We don't try to dabble in areas that are not related to our practice group. So I am a tax, trust, and estates attorney working with small business owners, family business owners, closely held businesses. I have partners that will practice strictly M&A work, so they'll do nothing but mergers and acquisitions. I have partners that will do nothing but labor and employment, partners that will do nothing but family law. And all of these issues are really very closely related. And oftentimes I find myself, when I really get to know a business owner, kind of being that first point of contact within our firm and kind of being that quarterback within the firm to kind of know my own limitations and also to identify and to get that person in front of an expert in whatever that field is where that person needs assistance. So having kind of that breadth and depth of knowledge within the building to me, I personally have found to
By
be
the
a great
way,
resource.
I have to say this. As a business owner myself for well over 20 years, I have needed at various times all of them.
That's right.
So the word that popped into my head was collaborative.
Yeah,
And I think that's
right.
one of your strengths. Is that safe to say?
Absolutely.
Within the firm.
That's right. We are the way that we are structured, the way that we are kind of have a group mentality is to work with our partners and kind of cross service together. We're not operating in a silo. We're all working together for the client, and I've found that to be very beneficial to clients.
Yep.
Yeah.
The team.
Yeah.
That's right.
The team.
Very cool. Well, thank you for being on the podcast
Thank you
earlier.
for having
Again,
me.
if you didn't get to, or if you're watching this and you haven't listened to the full episode yet, there's a lot of great information and knowledge out there that you can pluck for free at this point in time. Also, again, I'm going to remind chamber members of the other challenge, the complimentary wealth stress test through the Born Expert team that you can apply for and help put some peace of mind and some, I think, accurate paths for you here going forward. But for the viewers there who are interested in finding out more about you and the firm, what's the best way for them to learn about you?
Yeah, the best way is probably through our website. It's McNeeslaw.com, McNeeslaw.com. We've got all of our contact information there, and we're always happy to field a phone call or respond to an email. So anyone is always welcome to reach out at any time.
Or you
Awesome.
can contact us here at the Shrimp Tank.
That's
and
right.
We'll make sure you find
we'll make
Andrew.
it happen.
That's
we
right.
will make
We'll
it
get you
happen.
there.
So next week on our show, we're going to continue with the Born Virtual Family Office, and we're going to have Bob McCormick with Murphy McCormick, M&A, valuations. These guys are incredible. Deep bench, background in business banking, investment banking, guy that ran a family office. So there's a lot of knowledge and talent behind them, helping to do the best they can for business owners here in our area and really the region. So excited to have him next week. Andrew, again, thank you so much for being on the show. We'll see you all next week on the Central PA Shrimp Tank.
I've been feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond.